You know, I don't know what these lawyers who refuse to join the whole process of writing this constitution have. It was carpenters and businessmen like me who wrote this constitution. When we are talking, we should keep quiet. It was irresponsible. It was irresponsible. I agree. I don't have any apologies for that. No, that's your opinion. I don't. I'm not moderating anything. I don't. I'm not. I think that.
So let's hear you. Let's hear you in the next few minutes.
Equity.
No.
Three of them are sharing a certain position.
Hold on.
I have a but you see, definitely from the discussion, I need to be able to
Thank you.
Just hold on. Otherwise,
SENYO has not been heard. Let's hear him.
You know, I don't know what these lawyers who refuse to join the whole process of writing this constitution have. It was carpenters and businessmen like me who wrote this constitution. When we are talking, we should keep quiet. I can't talk. You know, Samson, you are asking the question about the human rights. Are you going to adjudicate your right to enforce it in public through a press conference? I don't see how.
She says she has filed a human rights case.
I should file it and let go and deal with it at that case. The only point I do that gets materiality and impact and effect is in court. So I don't know what this entire thing was about. This attempt to prosecute the matter or adjudicate the matter in the court of public opinion is rather an act of indiscretion and unfortunate.
Is it because it is her? Are there no cases that are in court that we discuss all the time here?
It is because it is her. And not her in her person, but her office or the office she held for which she's actually being held accountable. You are Chief Justice. You should understand the law much better than anybody, not relatively, but you should understand the basics of it. The provisions about this being in camera are very express. They are not ambiguous, where you can't understand the impact and the relevance of it. Your human rights must be protected at all times. The Constitution actually requires that that is done by everybody. So you being able to enforce that or demand its enforcement is right. But we also make an assumption in the conversation that human rights have really been violated. And I take her own speech, and let's go through them. You mentioned them 6, right? These violations, she talks first of all about her counsel. Me, I don't even understand why out of policy courtesy for the office that you hold, your first hearing, you refuse to be there. I don't know her reasons. If you refuse to be there, you should be able to formally notify the commission or the body that is the inquisitorial body that's looking into this matter who your representation is. You don't, and somebody just shows up. And you expect them to necessarily just admit them and assume that that person necessarily represents you. And you are Chief Justice. Remember that. You are just a suspended Chief Justice. We currently have an acting Chief Justice, but she is still Chief Justice. Again, it is unfortunate when she tries to paint the picture that this entire inquisitorial body has been that adversarial on the account of this. In her own submissions, she admits that her lawyer was allowed to stay, the purported lawyer was allowed to sit present. I think that the court had every single reason, the committee had every single reason to dismiss the person from the entire process because it's supposed to be in camera. We don't know your locus here. And if this is supposed to be in camera and private, why do we entertain you here?
The fact that they entertain him and refuse to recognize him, does it not defeat the purpose of not recognizing him?
Let me give you some information. Let me give you some information.
No, your time.
I'm giving you some information. I'm giving you a piece of information that will guide you.
Let him give the information.
This same lawyer who was not recognized had exchanged correspondence with the committee. And they have even served him hearing notice for that sitting that day. So how can the same person come before you? You say you don't recognize him. You have exchanged correspondence with him. You have served him. Please.
Senior Hassan. Please. Let the facts
Please.
Did the committee subsequently allow Kusi to speak?
But I'm saying
yes, he did. Even subsequently, after the initial this thing, he subsequently
did you know this information to them? Did you have this information?
Yes, subsequently he did.
But I'm saying that they had exchanged correspondence with him, so he was not a stranger to that place.
No, but I'm saying
and they served him,
notwithstanding the initial
hearing notice,
the initial concern by the.
So he was there because the committee had
invited him.
Wait.
And the person comes, you say you don't recognize him.
Wait.
Because your principal is not present.
Hassan, please pay attention to me. So they issued a hearing notice.
Yes.
to the respondent or to the lawyer for the respondent?
The respondent.
Wait.
You see, the committee has served hearing notice on the council before the hearing.
So let's be clear about it.
Yes.
Do we know for a fact that the committee would issue a hearing notice for their first sitting
Exactly.
on a lawyer rather than the respondent?
You see, prior to the hearing notice, there had been correspondence.
Okay.
So there have been some established relationship, and they know for their records that this is counsel to the Chief Justice.
You know,
and then by reason of that, they served him hearing notice.
Okay.
How does a person appear before
Thank you. Point made.
So please modify.
I don't agree.
No, he's not
I'm not modifying that.
This is his turn. Let him speak.
That's a narrative. That's a narrative he's bringing. None of
you doubt me?
It's not that you also
No. But subsequently, even the committee members allow the lawyer to speak.
I'm taking the woman's own words.
No. We are dealing with the
first. Can I finish?
Yes, the first meeting he spoke.
Can I finish?
You are subsequently.
Gentlemen, can we allow?
Please.
I cannot speak to the fact as to whether there was correspondence or not. It doesn't make sense to me that at your first meeting, you've not brought your lawyer. You yourself, you don't attend, and you just expect absolute cases being extended to you in that fashion. I don't think it was proper. I think it was quite irresponsible on the part of Tokono. No, it was irresponsible. It was irresponsible. I agree. I don't have any apologies for that. No, that's your opinion. I don't. I'm not moderating anything. I don't. I'm not. I think that it was irresponsible on her part. She should set the right standard.
Please, let's not.
I'm sorry. I'm not you. I am not denigrating.
Moderate, please. Hassan.
The fact that you even agree that even me sitting here and saying that her conduct was irresponsible. Her conduct of not formally introducing her counsel is irresponsible. That is what should tell you the consensus you should be having around the in-camera proceedings.
To the effect that you may not have the full facts.
Yes.
Really?
Even though some may say, if this is how it happened as Hassan is putting it, then it should have been part of her statement. But you may not know what may have happened. So to say that it was irresponsible on the part. Don't repeat that, please. Don't.
Please.
Don't repeat
I have no apologies. I have no withdrawals on it. I repeat, I'm relying on her submissions. If she had formally introduced that lawyer, she would have said it. And she should have said it. And if she also didn't inform us, that again is inappropriate on her part. You don't share information in a certain fashion to try and shape public opinion without being pure about your submissions as well.
Can you move on from that point? Yes,
I'll move on. So I don't see the point. Again, let's go forward. Do we have a situation where her lawyers have not been granted hearing in the process? Subsequent to that, there's no evidence anywhere. And it's a very unfortunate situation because you've put the entire committee in a boxing ring and you tie their hands. And you alone are throwing punches. I repeat, it is irresponsible. The fact that you have the right to speak does not necessarily mean, just like I said the last time when I was here, that while the Bible in 1 Corinthians 10, 23 or so, while all things are permissible, not all things are beneficial nor constructive. When you hold a certain position in society, there's a certain level of discretion that is expected of you. She hasn't exercised it right. Go to the next one. The committee failure
level
to
of
indicate
discretion to be exercised by somebody because she holds a high position. That person has come under threat of harm if she doesn't resign. That person is pointing to you that even within the public domain, you are all been pointing to this is like a hatchet job. It's been planned long before now. That person says, you are taking me to a venue where my uncle, when I was in school, who was taking care of me, there was a plan to murder my uncle, and the planning happened at this place.
And I was there.
And you are dramatizing me. Hold on. In this circumstance, I want to come into this place with my husband to give me some support. You would deny my husband the opportunity. You search my bag. CJ, you said she's still CJ.
It's CJ.
Her bag, handbag. Yeah. Why?
Okay, no, let me finish. So you allow me to continue. Now, you talk about a committee failure to indicate the specific allegations in respect of which a prima facie case has been established, as well as the reasons for same, to enable me to determine my legal rights or adequately prepare a defense to the charges against me. I'm very